Last week's verdict in New York shows how corrupt, rigged, and un-American the weaponized justice system has become under Joe Biden and Democrats. The facts are clear. This was a zombie case illegally brought forward by a corrupt prosecutor doing Joe Biden's political bidding in a desperate attempt to save Joe Biden's failing and catastrophic campaign. The case hinged on the testimony of a convicted felon who was disbarred for lying and perjured himself to Congress. This sham trial was overseen by a corrupt and highly unethical judge who is a Biden donor and whose own family has directly profited from this case. This corrupt Democrat judge imposed a clearly unconstitutional gag order on President Trump and his team. The prosecution team that brought forward this case consisted of a Soros-funded far-left Democrat district attorney on a vendetta, Democrat political operatives, and Democrat donors. We must work and are committed to working around the clock to ensure President Trump is victorious this November to save America from Biden's failed far-left Democrat agenda and this illegal weaponization of the justice system against the American people.
But people realize that we have reached a new low. And when you have activist prosecutors and the Democratic Party who are so desperate because of the presidential campaign and the way it's going, they understand that Donald Trump, all the polling shows, is crushing Joe Biden. They're in panic mode on the Democratic side, and they are so desperate to stop Donald Trump. He's winning in the swing states. He's winning among the people. He's winning among new demographics that have never voted Republican before. They see this happening, and they're so desperate to stop him that they are willing to use the judicial system to do so. It is a new low, and it's a dangerous one. Because what they're doing is they're eroding the people's faith in our system of justice itself. As Leader Scalise said, people have to believe that justice is blind. You have to believe that there is equal justice under the law in order to maintain a constitutional republic. This goes to the very core of who we are, the foundation of who we are as a nation, and that's why it's bigger than just President Trump. It's bigger than just these cases. It's about our system itself, and because of that, there is a backlash. President Trump hit a fundraising record the day after, within 24 hours of the verdict. We did as well on our fundraising platforms. We raised record amounts of money because people understand what's at stake now. This is not just a contest between two individuals for president. It's now about whether we're going to defend the integrity of our system itself. And we're going to do everything we can, everything within our scope of our responsibility in the Congress to address it appropriately.
We saw from the very beginning of this trial that Alvin Bragg did not want to just target somebody based on criminal wrongdoing. He wanted to target somebody based on who they were. That's how he actually campaigned. Talk about somebody beginning their campaign with a bias, saying he was going to go after people, to use the weight of government to target his political opponents. Now, we know that happens in third world countries. That cannot be the norm in the United States of America. And I think that's what disgusted so many people. Republican, Democrat, Independent disagreed with not only the verdict, but the fact that the case should have never been brought to trial. And so when you see this weaponization of government against political opponents, starting at the top with Joe Biden, allowing his agencies to go after political opponents, encouraging Democrat DAs, conflicted judges. We've heard all the stories, the reports, a judge that donated to the campaign of Joe Biden. Talk about a conflict of interest, whose own daughter was making millions of dollars off of the trial. And yet here we are. This cannot be the new norm for the United States of America. And as Donald Trump said, he's going to fight this thing, not only for himself, but for every American who could be the next person that they go after. So this Republican majority is going to continue to go and look into the weaponization of government,